Now, more questions tonight than answers as parents in one school district want something to change.
Their children, members of the marching band, rushed to the emergency room. Thanks for joining us. First at 4, I'm Nicole Versansky.
And I'm Brian Duffy. First at 4, our Aria Janelle is live. Aria, you're digging for answers all day. What exactly happened to these young people?
Well, I spoke with Lorain City Schools earlier this morning. They told me they couldn't give me any information about the health of their students. A source did tell 19 News that some members of the marching band did experience hypothermia during that game. You might remember on Friday we got a lot of rain during that time period. I took that information back to the district to try to find out how something like this could have happened. According to the school district, 9 students were taken to the emergency room during Friday night's football game. You may remember it was a downpour of rain, temperatures in the 60s, and windy. In a statement by the school system, they said, quote, "It's important to note that hypothermia can occur even in 60-degree temperatures when there is wind and rain present." According to the school district and parents, band members were in their summer uniforms that night, which is made up of shorts and a t-shirt, while some students put on rain parkas and hats. Once it started raining, others didn't. But some parents say the rain gear wasn't enough to keep those kids dry. The school district told 19 News it wasn't until the incident happened that they knew students were cold because of the rainy weather. And once they knew, they took the appropriate medical steps. The 9 students were checked out by medical professionals and sent home with their families. The school district put out a statement on Monday saying, quote, "We want to emphasize that our band director has our full support. He is incredibly dedicated. He cares deeply for his students, and we are not attributing any blame to him for this incident." I reached out to the health department. They told me no complaints or reports have been filed about this health incident. I also reached out to several parents for interviews after seeing them post on social media about the incident, but no one wanted to go on camera. So the big question now is who gets to make the decision on what uniforms the band members wear or when that rain gear has to be put on. Is it the band director or is it the students? I didn't get an answer to that, but when I did ask if any procedures or protocols were going to be changed because of this health incident, that answer was no. Here in Lorain, I'm Aria Janelle, 19 News.